It's time to take a look at what's happening around Wyoming for Wednesday, July 10th. I'm Wendy Corr, bringing you headlines from the Cowboy State Daily newsroom, brought to you by Wyoming Senior Olympics. You can help support senior athletes in Wyoming today by participating in the Wyo Gives Day of Giving. The Yellowstone contract employee killed during a 4th of July shootout with rangers had been firing a semi-automatic weapon toward a dining area when confronted by rangers. That was the latest information released by the National Park Service on Tuesday afternoon regarding the incident in which 28-year-old Samson Fussner was killed by park rangers. Cowboy State Daily's Claire McFarland has been following the story since it happened on Thursday.
Now, one employee who spoke on condition of anonymity said all of this went down outside the employee dining room. That's where the scene unfolded. And the other details, like Yellowstone confirmed that it was a Xanterra employee. They confirmed the name. And they said that multiple National Park Service rangers engaged in the shootout.
The incident unfolded just after midnight Thursday when Yellowstone's 911 dispatch center received a report that a woman had been held against her will by a man with a gun in a residence in Canyon Village. She told rangers that Fussner had threatened to kill her and others and had plans to carry out one or more mass shootings at 4th of July events outside the park. Spanish energy giant Repsol has plans to build a huge 500 to 600 megawatt wind farm northwest of Cheyenne. Cowboy State Daily's Pat Mayo confirmed Tuesday that Repsol is the same company that bought the controversial rail tie wind project outside of Laramie in the spring.
It's a utility scale project. That means it's big, huge. And the turbines are going to be leased, it looks like, on True Ranch, which is a big ranching operation in basically southeastern to central Wyoming up around Casper. Hasn't even hit the wire yet, the announcement, because they have to file with the county. They haven't done that yet. They haven't filed with the Industrial Siting Council, but I got confirmation of the project from the company.
The permit application for the project could be submitted with county and state regulators before the end of the year. The brother of one of the 2015 Cheyenne coin shop murder victims finally got the news he'd been waiting nearly a decade to hear, that the Cheyenne Police Department had finally arrested a suspect in his brother's death. Although the news came as an immense sense of relief for 84-year-old Paul Brockman, he told Cowboy State Daily's Leah Wolfson that it was also an emotional moment.
Obviously, his younger brother's death was an extreme shock when it took place in 2015. The murder of a man who was very well liked in the community and seen as a very upbeat, outgoing kind of guy. Certainly didn't expect such a thing to happen. But when he found out that they had arrested a suspect in connection with the murder late last month, Mr. Brockman said that tears were streaming down his face.
Paul's brother Dwight Brockman was 67 years old when he was murdered in a brazen midday robbery at the coin shop in downtown Cheyenne on July 29, 2015, that also killed 76-year-old George Doc Manley. I'll be back in just 15 seconds with more news.
In southwest Wyoming, wide open space is waiting. This is how we explore it. In Rock Springs and Green River, Wyoming. Plan your adventure at explorewy.com.
An Idaho woman who disappeared June 2nd while driving home from Buffalo, Wyoming, has been found dead in her car in a river in Grand Teton National Park. Details about what happened are still forthcoming from law enforcement, but Laura Lane's older sister told Cowboy State Daily's Jen Coker that Lane's red Dodge Dart was found in a river by a local fisherman Sunday, and that the Teton County Sheriff's Office and other entities had been working to extract the vehicle over the past 2 days.
I've been in constant contact with Laura Lane's daughter and her sister, Grace. We've kind of been sharing information that we got throughout this whole process. Just a heartbreak, just a very kind family. And it's not the way you want these things to end. But as the daughter said, she was able to get closure. At least she got an answer, because they were just so worried for 6 weeks.
The 54-year-old Nampa, Idaho resident had been missing for more than a month. The last anyone knew, she'd stopped for gas in Moran Junction, and that was when her digital trail disappeared. And a Las Vegas man is accused of stealing about $14 million in gold and silver from his father's home in Smoot, Wyoming, a tiny town in Lincoln County. But Cowboy State Daily's Claire McFarland reports that 60-year-old Michael Reps maintains he didn't steal it. He was merely protecting the gold from others who were trying to take advantage of his elderly father.
There's family tension. So Reps has several siblings and then 2 step siblings. And he was reportedly upset that one of his brothers was to be the executor of his dad's will. And he had alleged that his dad's wife, who is his stepmother, was exploiting him or taking advantage of him in some way. So he told investigators, look, I didn't take this money out of greed, or I guess this gold and silver out of greed, but to protect my family and address my other siblings' needs.
The homeowner, Rep's father, said he had between $14 and $18 million in gold coins and at least one gold bar stolen from the home and was missing about $200,000 in cash. And that's today's news. Get your free digital subscription to Wyoming's only statewide newspaper by hitting the daily newsletter button on cowboystatedaily.com. And you can watch this newscast every day by clicking subscribe on our YouTube channel. I'm Wendy Corr for Cowboy State Daily.